Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Herb and Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. We are coast to coast, including Hawaii, and we're global. Where did you say, Gary, we were yesterday? Globally? You were telling Dr. Logan?
Frankfurt.
We were in Frankfurt? Well, I haven't been to Frankfurt, but I guess virtually I have. So
The slow parade wave.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Dr. Alan Logan's in studio. Jordan Wittermeyer is here. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Pull your mic down. Yeah, you can bend it down. Put it close to you. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for making the arrangements to have Dr. Logan come to Tampa and to give his seminar, presentation last night. And thank you for your kind words to me. Personal words and your support. I'm very grateful. I know this is a business, but on the other hand, I go for the relationship first.
Well, I mean, it's truly heartfelt. I mean, I've been doing this long enough across the United States, and there's really very few people that are really passionate about what they're doing and want the best for people's quality of life. And you're one of those individuals that speak that and preach that every single day.
Well, we try with all our faults. Gary and I together, and Stephen, we have enough faults to... Yeah. But we try to speak truth. We don't try. We do speak truth to power. And I'm so delighted Dr. Logan is here. I'm going to have Dr. Logan now share with you. I just gave you a little highlight of the sugar industry's infiltration into the research at Harvard that changed the destiny of our food culture, in that we now have added sugar to to these processed foods, salt, sugar, and fat. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But there are other stories to tell and narratives, and he and his wife, Dr. Prescott, make it their business to try to get to it. And he was sharing some stories with me last night. And he told me a story about a burger. Dr. Logan, share that if you could and pull your mic close to you.
Sure.
Share with the listener and the viewer of Let's Talk Nutrition the story about the burger.
Well, I have a keen interest in this McLean Deluxe burger, which was on the market for about a decade, all through the 90s.
McLean
Deluxe, yeah. So basically,
that was a McDonald's product.
It was, yeah. And it was an alternative to fat. It was essentially a low-fat burger, because what they did was they put a seaweed in there, seaweed extract, carrageenan, in some circles, carrageenan, tomato. We now know this is bad business for the gastrointestinal lining, for the gastrointestinal microbes. There are a number of animal studies that show that carrageenan promotes inflammation, alters the gut microbes, increases intestinal permeability, a more porous intestinal lining. Now, researchers have a really hard time getting a handle on just how much of this is really entering our food supply and what the average intake would be for a consumer. It's estimated that at the upper range, it might be 300 milligrams.
Of carrageenan.
Yes. Now, researchers really grapple with this because they don't have a full handle on the extent to which this makes its way into the food supply.
From whence does carrageenan come? Is that a...
It is from seaweed, which sounds fantastic. It sounds natural, and that's great. It's nature, but it's a very highly isolated chemical from seaweed.
Okay.
Okay, so it's essentially a very isolated compound.
So the secret The magic sauce here.
Yeah.
What the secret was in the seaweed.
It was in the seaweed, but so it wasn't seaweed. Let's be clear about this.
I understand.
The McLean burger wasn't
Not
just, hey, throw in some seaweed. It was
right.
throwing in this chemical.
Extract.
The extract, exactly. And based on the available research, there was between 1.1 and 1.3 grams, roughly about 1.2 grams of carrageenan per burger. Okay? Now, there's research indicating that at very low levels, at the milligram level, that it could potentially throw off the gut microbiome, increase intestinal permeability, and promote inflammation in the gut.
By the way, for the listener and viewer, the theme of intestinal permeability is going to come up because Dr. Logan did a nice take on it last night. And also, this happened in 1991 when the McLean Deluxe, it sounds like an automobile, the McLean, the McLean Deluxe came out. It was advertised as the burger with 91% fat-free. It had 10 grams of fat compared to the Big Mac at the time, and Gary's showing you a picture of it. Compared to the time, at that time, the Big Mac had 26 grams of fat. So the new McLean Deluxe, 91% fat-free, and Gary found the image, hit it.
Well, the reason why this is, well, it's relevant for a number of reasons based on our conversation here. We're talking about the microbiome, the greater perspective, but it takes us right back. The image that Gary put up, it said, hold the fat, right? Hold the fat.
Hold the fat.
So sugar's okay, but hold the fat. So what do we put in it instead? Now, yes, it's sometimes science is a messy thing. It's a work in progress. You start to learn new things. Clearly, the scientists in 1990 didn't know that carrageenan was as bad as it is. So, in fairness to them, they're just working with okay, this is a natural seaweed extract. What do we got to lose? Let's throw a gram 0.3 in there because sugar, because we've got to lower the fat content, right? That was their thinking.
And they used the carrageenan was like sort of like bubble gum, in that it bound water to the beef. It was the chemical that took water and made it stick to
That's right. It's just
right.
Exactly. It's a thickening agent. It helps things hold together. They put it in there, and it's like,
You
hey,
still
what's
see
the big deal?
carrageenan in foods.
Oh, you certainly do. And let's be clear, you also see it in so-called natural health products too. So this is a larger story that industry is going to have to start wising up to, because the research is clearly showing there's some real problems with this agent.
So it was 90%. The beef made up only 90% of the patty, and water and carrageenan made up the remaining 10%.
Yeah. And when it was worked out to be about 1.2 grams of carrageenan, which, again, is an astronomical amount. So if people who were consuming these burgers for all the time thinking, hey, I'm doing a body good here.
Yeah.
I mean, now we know something otherwise.
And the burger didn't make it. And it then became a punchline, and they called it the McFlopper. Did you know that?
Over time it was disbanded. But I mean, I often wonder about the people out there that ate that all the time, and I wonder what became of them, because the evidence at least in experimental animal models would suggest this is a massive promoter of gut inflammation, and that to me, so that also is rooted in the sugar story, because the only reason why the McLean burger came to be in the first place because everybody was checking under their bed covers for fat.
Right. Yeah, I checked at the door for fat. Logan is in studio today with his colleague, Jordan Whittemire. Jordan works for Genuine Health. Dr. Logan is a consultant and educator for the company. Now, keep track of the stories. The first story is the sugar industry infiltrating the world of research, and they went for the biggest fish they could get, which was Harvard. And at the time, the payoff was $50,000. That's what they paid Harvard for Harvard to do their study that said sugar should not be in the lineup. It should be fat, and fat is the culprit. And that changed the destiny of our food culture to this very moment. So that's that narrative. The second narrative is the McLean Deluxe, McLean Burger, McLean Deluxe, whatever, that had carrageenan in it, and which is a deleterious compound found in seaweed when you extract it, and they put over a gram of it, 1.2 grams or so, in these burgers. Back in the 91 it started, and these just are devastating to your gut health, your digestive health. It became the McFlopper. It didn't work. There's a third narrative, and I didn't know about it. And Dr. Logan shared it with me last night and now in this last commercial break. Maybe some of you recall it. It was a government-sponsored program, breakfast program for kids, for children now, called Astro Food. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Logan, but I just, again, remind you how I opened the show today. I said it's about relationships. It's about the relationship of the food industry, that industrial complex that it is, and the consumer. And sometimes what they're doing is so unprincipled, unethical, and contributes to ill health. It is criminal. Maybe not in a technical sense, but you get my meaning. So Astro Food has nothing to do with the new World Series champs.
No.
What was Astro Food? When did it come into being? How was the government implicated?
Well, the origins of Astro Food came out of a 1969 White House meeting on nutrition. White House meeting doesn't mean a little small meeting in the Oval Office. This was a massive nutritional conference, set up by the government with all sorts of brokers there, industry, concerned citizens. And there was, as there still is, an emphasis on resolving hunger. So one individual who worked for a global multinational called ITT, who owned Twinkies at that time, Continental Bakery. And for interested parties, you can go and look at the storied history of ITT and their global, shenanigans. But I'll keep it specifically to their ownership of Continental Bakery. Continental Bakery made Twinkies. So this character came up with the bright idea to, hey, we've got these Twinkies, we've got hungry kids, let's try to give them something quote-unquote nutritionally sound in the morning. So what they did was they took Twinkies and added 5 grams of soy protein to the Twinkie. They called it Astro Food.
ASTRO.
Yes. And you can imagine back then, this was, with the Apollo missions and so forth, kids would love this. They packaged it up with a little astronaut character on there. And they literally, as the co-director, the deputy of the USDA said, hey, what's the alternative? We're going to back these things up to the there's no need for refrigeration, no need for stoves, no need to give these kids anything other than this because it's nutritious and with a small carton of milk provides everything they need.
So they legitimated the Twinkie by adding the 5 grams of protein to it.
That's correct.
And then a carton of milk. Astro Food, Priorities and Pandemics, Reflections of an Ultra-Processed Breakfast Program and Contemporary Dysbiotic Drift. It's a long title. That's Dr. Prescott and Dr. Logan's piece that I have in front of me. This is so intriguing. How long is this program? Is it still a government program? Is it still in place?
Well, Astro Food itself was eventually defunct. I mean, it was around. Think about this for a moment. And then I'll get to the fact that its resonance lives on. And certainly the breakfast program at the moment is far from perfect. If the resonance of it lives on in these, where large multinationals match up with our trusted governments to promote nutritional agendas. And that's, so basically unhealthy, ultra-processed foods, whether for breakfast and other words, still resonate today. But let's step back for a second and think about this breakfast program for a moment. We're talking everything that is known, and some of it was known at that time, but in fairness, much of it has now been gathered in recent years. But think about what it's like when you give a child from a disadvantaged community, because that's where most of these, I almost used a profanity right there, I'm sorry. That's where most of these Twinkie breakfast cakes ended up. The disadvantaged who already have the odds stacked against them in society, in this world. And our solution for them, our bright idea, is to give them cake with soy protein and untold amounts of emulsifiers. 50% of this product was sugar. And that's our solution. That's what we're going to say, hey, you know what? We know you've got problems. This is how we're going to fix them. And that is dysbiosis in a bag.
And dysbiosis means?
It means life in distress.
And the life in distress, in particular, in specific, is your microbiome, your gut bacteria, but your life literally in distress. And the life of the individual, the group, the organization, and society is dysbiotic for a lot of different reasons. And then to add insult to injury, they have no shame. They were running ads. I don't know if it was the Astro Food outfit, but they were running ads that was saying that sugar was indeed healthy, right?
Well, they ran ads for the Astro Food in
sugar keeps your energy up and your appetite down.
See, this is the kind of thing I was talking about.
Where's that from?
These were in Life magazine, and also they targeted minorities. They went into Ebony magazine, Black Enterprise. So this was very targeted against disadvantaged. And the Twinkies Astro Food one was really callous in where they ended up placing those ads for that as well. So
they were exploiting.
Look at this right here. How your appestats. They're basically saying that sugar controls your weight for you, as well.
This is like Lucifer saying sin is good. You remember Michael Douglas in Wall Street? Greed is good. You can't make it up. They're saying sugar is good. What do I always say? Bad things typically get worse. Good things typically get better. This was a bad thing, and it got worse and worse, and then grammatically incorrect, worser.
But there's optimism and hope, and we're turning a tide here.
When we come back, the conversation for the next hour, almost to a person, somebody is being affected by this dysbiotic concept. We'll explain and what you can do about it. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Two wonderful people in studio, including my producers, the other two. And I'm talking about Jordan Whittemire with Genuine Health, one of my favorite, it's become one of my favorite supplement companies. I've gotten to know the people that run the outfit and what they do and how they do it and why and so on. And then, of course, Dr. Alan Logan is a consultant for the company and an educator. And Dr. Logan is a naturopathic physician, went to the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine. And I remember, Gary, you remember when he first came on?
Yes.
And after the first break, what did I say to you?
That guy knows his
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff.
He cleaned it up. And what I say about him?
He was very genuine. He was very down to the
Right,
point.
and
He
I-
was genuine.
and
he
I-
was
I
cared.
I spotted him right away, didn't I?
Yep. And we have people that like that come on and we get done and we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
what's
funny.
interesting, about Dr. Logan is that if you look at him, he's a normal, average guy that enjoys what he does.
Yeah.
And after listening to him talk last night, I mean, we were just talking about I'm not in the health food business. I wasn't. I'm a producer. I've done radio. I've done TV.
It's all right.
And after last night,
That's why we hired you. That's why we hired you.
That's
man.
why you hired me. And then after last night, I was like, I even had questions because I take the probiotic
that they have. We're
that
going to
they
talk
have,
about
yes.
it. It's a wonderful product. And Dr. Logan did a bang up job. You need to get me on camera. Did a bang up job last night talking about Genuine Health probiotic. It's not just bugs in a capsule. This is something very special. And everybody and their mama now has a probiotic product. And as Dr. Logan pointed out, and Jordan, your company was a little late coming to the party with probiotics, right?
Yeah, we really wanted to do it right. There's so many companies, like you were just saying, Dr. Garko, out there that are doing what we call the seed approach, which is, your probiotics. But we really wanted to do something special in the marketplace, unlike any other brand out there. We really want to treat these bacteria like they're our friends. We wanted to have a product that's more about quality and results. And what that means to us really is providing a product that is more robust, more stronger, more viable strains. Genuine Health, we have these amazing probiotic fermentation partners that are unique in the marketplace, that are handling these with so much care, that are providing a product that is much more viable, up to 50% stronger than any other probiotic on the market.
Well, we'll talk.
What do you have that? What is that in your hand?
Right here is our newest one that's launching in a matter of weeks, is our women's line. So we have our 15 billion and our 50 billion advanced gut health, and then we have our women's line. This one specifically is our daily, if you can see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do was have a product that was intended for women's specific needs.
And we'll get into that, and we'll explain what that really means. And for the women listening, you'll identify and you'll get it. They have more than one entry or one chord in this narrative on probiotics. Of course, they had their theme. They're really driven by the concept of fermentation. And Dr. Logan spent time last night talking about fermentation. Fermentation's been a process that has been with humans and human civilization for thousands of years, right, Dr. Logan?
That's right. I think, we chatted, and I think really the most important way to think about fermentation was in the context of human survival. Because through experience, our ancestors learned that fermenting foods not only improves their nutritional quality, but acts as a preservative if
How
done
did
properly.
you know what intrigues me, Jordan and Dr. Logan? This was happening in different cultures at different times. They didn't have internet.
That's right.
They weren't communicating, but humans in different cultures figured out that fermentation was a way to preserve food. Little did they know chemically what was going on, but How did they, do you know anything about how that happened?
Well, there's many, many examples of that throughout the world where human beings separated in different parts of the globe were doing very similar things at precisely the same time. It's absolutely. I mean, not to get all ancient aliens on us, but you have examples of different pyramids and whatnot. But even look patent documents. It's actually remarkable that similar patents have been filed in different parts of the world. Before the age of the internet and all that kind of stuff too. So knowledge is a funny thing about how we just get to a point of accumulated knowledge to do this. But fermentation really transformed our ability to survive and grow and thrive.
But your fermentation doesn't involve alcohol. I mean, because and I'll tell you this, because last night when I went home and I was trying to explain to my girlfriend what was going on with fermentation, she was like, "Well, is it going to make you drunk?" And I was like, "No."
They're thinking about beer and alcohol.
Beer and alcohol.
Well,
and
being from Kentucky, you all talking about stills.
That's it. Got a little bourbon on you, but you know what I'm saying? I mean,
well, you said that to me last night when Dr. Logan put up the image. He said, those look like the containers when they're fermenting bourbon.
When you're making bourbon. And that's what I was like, okay. So I'm like, how does it not make alcohol? And then you went into it doesn't make alcohol because of the sugars and the bacteria.
Well, it depends. Yeah, you can make it go down different roads. I mean, that's where the artisan comes into play. But the earliest forms of fermentation known to scientists date back almost 10,000 years. And they were in these vessels that when scientists looked at the inner lining of the vessels, they could tell that it was a mixture of some grain, some honey, and some berries. So they were probably having a fun time with what it is. Well,
they were enjoying
working.
themselves. And Jordan, since the company's inception, Genuine Health's inception, fermentation has been, how can we say?
I mean, really top of our mind.
It's been in the heart and soul of the company.
When it goes back to, we're blessed to have Stuart Brown, the founder of Genuine Health, on in live a month ago.
Was it a month ago?
Well, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and really his story, transformational story about introducing some fermented foods in his diet, which greatly improved his quality of life, really taking away his severe migraines. And that's how Genuine Health was formed, about providing the highest quality whole food ingredients to improve people's quality of life. We're in it for the same reasons you're in it here too, Dr. Garko. We're trying to get the message across about how do we nourish our bodies in the best way to improve people's quality of life. Mm-hmm. And Genuine Health is doing that with some of the very best, most innovative whole food fermented supplements in the market.
So the probiotic space that you're in, you were saying that you were mentioning some statistic about your probiotics in the industry are
unique in the way that
something that
we have a unique triple purification process, which really means that our products are much more stronger, much more robust, because what we're doing is we're weeding out those weak, dead, dying cells during the normal probiotic process. We're taking those out, removing those, so that at the end, during the time of
no hangers on
capsule.
No hangers.
Yeah, you don't have any hangers. You don't have any of those weak guys. Those guys without those strong, robust muscles, right? Those are out of the capsule, so you only have the strongest ones left in there. And then, to make sure that they're going to get to the gut where they are most needed, we have a unique delayed release capsule as well that's completely vegan. So, I mean, there's really nothing else.
Why do you want a delayed release? I didn't understand that.
You don't want them emptying in the stomach. You really want to get them into the small intestine where they start to take hold and flourish in the body. You need them to break down there. And we have a unique delayed release capsule that allows it to break down in the small intestine. And actually, studies show ours is 10 times more effective than other brands in the industry.
It breaks down about 45 minutes after a standard capsule was. So that's going to enhance the likelihood they're going to end up in the small intestine.
They have to get through the acid bath.
Yeah. I mean, many of them are acid stable, but still, not all of them are. So you want to have that extra layer.
And what we're referring to is the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, which is necessary and important for health. And when we come back, we'll, Jordan, if you could march us through the different how many probiotic entries do you have?
Well, we have 5 now.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll go through them one at a time and then briefly profile each one so the listener and viewer can figure out which one might be appropriate for him or her. Okay?
Excellent.
We'll be back, LTN, coast to coast and globally.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. Jordan Whittemeyer with Genuine Health and Dr. Alan Logan, the consultant and educator for them. And Jordan's also an educator. And if you've been listening to the show, there's something you should notice. And I want to thank Genuine Health for allowing us to do this. that first portion of the show was devoted to narrative. Didn't mention any products, didn't do any of that. Because part of their agenda is to educate and to make you aware and to so that you can improve your health. To have knowledge about what's going on, so you're keenly mindful of how the food industry, and many of it, not all of it's bad, but the dark side of the food industry can be very dark, as we were telling those narratives, and destroying your health with these foods, the Astro Foods, the McLean Deluxe Burger, all the business about the sugar and how wonderful it is, that it's just going to make you better and healthier, all by way of saying that it destroys your gut microbiome. Not only that, but your overall health. So as a company, they're interested in you knowing about that. It's not just about the product. It's about the process of educating and empowering people to take charge of their health. Probiotics is an important part of the Genuine Health line of dietary supplements. And Jordan, you were saying that there are 5 entries into that space. And what are they, each one, and what, just characterize each one quickly?
Oh, sure, yeah. And I will tag on to what you're saying. It is all about a holistic approach. It's about providing, the right nourishment to the body, the right approach to exercise and mental health, and reducing stress throughout the day. At Genuine Health, we do have a unique approach to nourishing the gut, which is Prime Seed Feed. What you were just referring to is our seed category, which is the very best living probiotics. We have our 50 billion advanced gut health, where this is not gender specific, so man, woman, or anybody can take it.
That?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is 50 billion. What does CFU mean?
Colony forming units.
Colony forming unit?
Unit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a 15 billion and a 50 billion. So people that have general concerns for making sure that their gut is nourished, 15 billion is perfect for them, just simply because it's so much more robust and stronger than most leading brands. But people that have more concerns, maybe they have a condition, IBS, Crohn's, colitis, other type of issues, maybe they've been on antibiotics, then I would go for the 50 billion.
Okay, so do a split screen for me. This product then, Advanced Gut Health Probiotic, 50 billion CFU, probably everybody could...
Everybody should be taking this. Actually, research was
How often a day?
For most people, it's one a day.
All right.
For most people, it's
if somebody's
one a day,
having,
especially the 50 billion.
If somebody's having gastrointestinal issues, gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, any of the itis, colitis, and so on, maybe more than one a day?
Well, yeah, I mean, because this product is so effective, most people, even with those conditions, will benefit from one a day. But you can take more than one. You can take up to 2 to even 3 a day.
So this is like a general all-purpose, put out the fire, take care of your, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but when we also have the 15 billion, which is right there as well for more, for people that want more of a general all-purpose probiotic.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong at all with taking the 50 billion for overall gut health, but especially if you've been on an antibiotic or you have a condition, go with the 50. And then we've just released, or we will be releasing in the next week, a women's lineup. And why? Because women have unique needs. One of the biggest growing segments in the natural products industry is women's probiotics. And we wanted to have something that was unique to the marketplace to address those
what is
needs.
the purpose of those probiotics?
The purpose is to have strains that would be more specific to women's health.
Are you talking about vaginal conditions, UTIs, and things like that?
Yeah. So when it comes for the daily women's, which is this one right here, we have specific strains in there that are going to be good for women's health, which would include healthy skin, but also vaginal health. We have specific probiotics that are found naturally occurring for vaginal health that are in our product. But all of the technology when it comes to our products, which is healthier, most living probiotics that are much stronger, more viable, and the delayed release technology applies to even the women's ones too. This one here has specific strains for, like we were just saying, vaginal health and healthy skin to help support a woman daily. And then we have the urinary tract health.
Okay.
So this one here is, unfortunately, a lot of women through the life are going to experience urinary tract
It
infections.
says on the box UTI.
And some people are going to have them reoccurring. Happens very frequently. But there is a solution, and that would be the Advanced Gut Health Women's UTI, which has specific ingredients, specific strains for not only urinary health, vaginal health, and healthy skin, but also a whole food, organic cranberry that's been designed in clinical doses to help with urinary health.
So to be clear, you have the Women's Advanced Gut Health Probiotic, 50 billion daily, that one. And then you have, if you're watching, you can see it on the screen, and then you have the Women's Advanced Gut Health Probiotic, 50 billion UTI.
And then I'll finish with the last one we have, which is the mood. A lot of people these days, including myself, are suffering from occasional stress and mood. They want to improve their mood, and we have a specific probiotic that has research-proven species in there to help improve mood, and an extra ingredient that has clinical research called Extramel, which is amazing for healthy mood, mental outlook, anxiety, stress.
Should a man take this?
Absolutely. Although we have it as a woman-specific product, there's no reason that a man couldn't take it as well.
All right. So you can go to the website,
www.genuinehealth.com, to learn a lot more about our products and our brand.
You're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, Genuine Health, coast to coast, globally.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Dr. Alan Logan's in studio, and Jordan Whitmire, formerly known as Jordan Whittemire, is in the studio. I was told during the break that Jordan's last name is Whitmire, and I thought Whittemire was more charming. So
I do too.
I think
I
I'm going to do a name
Whittemire.
change now that we've had this conversation.
I don't want your mama mad at me, man. Whitmire is, we're organic. Now you know that there's no, this is what it is.
Unscripted.
This is live radio. And I said to the fellas, me making a mistake is not breaking news. And Stuart Brown was in a couple or 3 weeks ago with Elise Donahue, no relation to the famous talk show host Donahue, whom I liked very much. And we sometime in the future, if you can come in again, Jordan, and bring Elise with you.
You bet.
And
Thank
get
you.
her on. I know she has a lot. She's the CEO of the company, right?
She is, yeah.
Right.
Amazing, yes.
You wanted to mention something, Dr. Logan, about the company being a B Corp.
Yeah.
Explain to the audience, the listener and the viewer, why Genuine Health's a B Corp and why that's special.
Well, you introduced your own experiences. This is sort of a different kind of company. And I'm, an outside person who brings science into the table. And Stuart Brown has always joked that one of the reasons that he likes me is because I tell him the things that he doesn't want to hear. In other words, no, that leaf from the Amazonian, areas won't give you six-pack abs and what have you. He's trying to bring in Genuine Health, such a credible company, and on each bottle there's a little circle with a B inside it, which stands for B Corp. And this is a way, and I'll keep this really succinct, it's a way for the consumer to truly verify whether or not this is all lip service, it's all well and good, Alan Logan saying how fantastic these guys are. These are an outside agency that come in and audit the company to see, are they giving back? What do they do for their communities? How do they treat their employees? What are they doing with regard to sustainability and environmental procedures, and on and on? The bottom line
are they
is,
socially responsible?
Yes, exactly.
Environmentally responsible?
Yes. Check. So there's an interesting little nugget of information, and I'll leave it at this. When these outside auditors came in and they looked at Genuine Health from top to bottom, it was the first time ever that they found a company that passed their recommendations on first pass. Normally the MO is they come in, they audit, and then they say, okay, fix X, Y, and Z, and we'll see you in 6 or months or 12 months.
You get a do-over.
Yeah. And that was the first time they passed. So Genuine Health has always been doing the right thing, as it's said early on. I just feel like it's a really important way to validate these things that are being said.
And we didn't do it as a brand, as really a marketing opportunity. We did it as a way to get a scorecard of how we're doing and ways to make improvement. We're all about doing better whenever we can. We're not perfect. We're always trying to find ways.
Room for improvement.
Yes.
Well, I could have really screwed things up. I could have said Stuart Black instead of Stuart Brown, right? No, just kidding. Listen for the health question of the day. You never know. It's always about something that I talk about, and it'll be in the upcoming segment. And just pay attention to the names of the guests today. That might have something to do with the health question of the day, because you can win a $25 supplement gift card. I would be remiss, and many other things, if I didn't mention your fermented vegan protein products.
That's a big thing at Crunch, by the way.
You have to tell people who Crunch is.
Crunch is a national chain of gyms that we go to, Vitamin Discount Center, and we actually bring your Genuine Health vegan proteins. It's one of the first things that everybody wants a sample of, because it is a bad to the bone vegan protein. It's got a great taste to it. It mixes well. They carry it around in the gym bottles with them, and they like the fact that not only do they use it while they're working out, you can use it as a snack late at night, and it has, because that one is, what's the calories on that one, Doc?
It's low calories.
Because it's just pure protein.
It's pure protein. Could you clear up, Jordan?
Yeah.
I was talking to two fellows over the weekend, and I was telling them, they said, what do you eat? I said, I eat a whole food, plant-based diet, no meat, no dairy, very little oil. And one of the chaps said, no meat. How do you get your protein? And I said, I bet you eat meat with your meat. The guy said, I do. And I said, why do you do that? Because I want to get protein. I said, that's a myth that's been perpetrated. It's not true that plants don't provide you all the essential amino acids that you need, all 20 of them. Explain to the audience what I'm talking about.
I mean, plants are wonderful in their ability to provide a wide variety of amino acids. These are the things that you want at a protein for whole body health and to build a strong body. The problem is that most single protein sources aren't complete, and you need to combine different types of plant-based sources to get a complete protein. The other thing is that, to be honest with you, a lot of plant proteins are hard to digest. They create a lot of gas and bloating, and they're really hard to absorb and assimilate. So what we've done is something unique in the marketplace, whereas we're fermenting with good bacteria so that we're providing a product, the only product that has no bloat, a thing that has a lot of concerns with a lot of people out there, and 40% better utilization because it's fermented.
Fermented pea protein isolate, 80% protein. Fermented brown rice protein concentrate, and so on. Fermented vegan protein blend.
Mung bean sprouts, spirulina, quinoa sprouts, hemp protein.
It's great.
All artisanally fermented. The main thing is with this product, and a lot of ours, is that not all proteins are the same. I think a lot of people think, well, protein is protein. It's just simply not true. We're trying to create more awareness on that not all proteins are the same. We're the only ones without the bloat, a common complaint among our core consumer.
Protein can be hard to digest. That's why people on a high protein, low carb, meaning no fiber, it should be called no fiber diet, low carb diet, get constipated, right? There's no fiber. And so the gas and the bloating, and it's hard to digest. So I'm just saying.
It is. It's very hard. I mean, if you even just go to Amazon right now or Google and you just type in, plant protein, the thing that comes up, auto-populates is bloating and gas. I'm not making this up. It's the thing that is really concerning to a lot of people, especially women.
I just wrote I do a health minute that's aired on other shows, and I just did a whole minute, a health minute segment on digestive health and gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, and what you can do about that. So we're dialed into it because gut health is the foundation of overall health. I know that sounds nifty to say, but it turns out to be true. You want to improve the quality of your life? Improve your digestive health. And you say, well, I'm just fine. Really? Maybe you could feel better and don't even know it. Come back. We'll have the LTN health question of the day. Might have something to do with Jordan. Here's the LTN health question of the day. Jordan's here today, and Dr. Alan Logan is in studio as well. And here's the health question. Is Jordan's last name Whitmire, B, Whittemire, or C, McWhittemire? What is it? What's Jordan's last name? Whitmire, Whittemire, or McWhittemire? If you have the right answer, you win a $25 supplement gift card.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
I'll give you a hint. I was saying his name incorrectly for a good portion of the show, and the right answer is buried in there, and we corrected it. But I'm still going to call him the wrong name.
And you know what? I will too from now on.
Absolutely. And we'll see how attentive the audience is, or if they really cared what I called you. I had a guy, I don't care what you call me, just don't call me late for dinner. And he looked like it too.
Jordan, what is this flavor that you gave me?
Oh, my friend, that is the orange ginger fermented organic gut superfoods plus.
So
Okay.
This is what Jordan gave, Gary gave him some fermented organic gut superfoods plus. This product.
Yeah, I love the ginger just because I like a little bit of a kick, a little bit of spice. It's not overwhelming at all. It's actually amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's our.
I
our
can smell the ginger.
There's 21 different foods in there. Every color of the rainbow. It was formulated to make up for phytonutrients that North Americans are not taking.
Which is an understatement.
I mean, it is. I mean, 2/3 of our phytonutrients, again, these are the colorful, the chemicals that give plants their taste, their texture, and their colors. 2/3 of our intake, in terms of our shades, if you will, comes from oranges, carrots, tomatoes, and strawberries. That's 2 shades. That's orange and some red in there.
Yeah.
And this was done really well by the folks, the scientists that work with Genuine Health, looked at a database called Phenol Explorer 2.0, which has a reconcilable list of all the different phytonutrients that are in different plant foods. Mm-hmm. And in Canada, by the way, this particular formula is a food. It is not listed as a dietary supplement or natural health product. That's a food, and I love that fact. I love the fact that there's 5 grams of fiber in there, and there's essentially 21 foods with the water removed.
Tastes pretty good?
Well, yes.
Does it, Gary?
Yeah, and I was taken, because you gave me the non-flavored.
Yeah, unflavored.
Because I mixed it with my juices. And
What juices?
I was eating tomato juice.
No. Stop that.
Tomato juice bad?
You don't need to be doing that.
Well, now you
Too
have
much
something
sodium.
you can just
Too
add
much
water
sodium.
to.
Too much sodium. You need to watch that right now.
All right, so it's almost like a tea flavored, almost like a warm ginger tea.
Good.
I could see it. You could actually warm this up and sip this if you were cold, and I think it would be actually probably would.
Don't heat it up too much. Heat and light.
No, I mean like like
I get it.
yeah.
Let's go to Charles in Clearwater. Did I pronounce your first name right, Charles?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Dr. Garco?
I'm good, my man. How are you today?
All righty.
All right, already. I know, man. You're always upbeat, Charles. You know?
Hey, you got to keep that spirit up.
I know. So what is Jordan's last name? Is it Whittemire, Whittemire, or McWhittemire?
Whittemire.
Whittemire?
Well done. That's it.
That's the wrong answer, but it's the right answer.
That's right. It's actually the right answer.
I'm beginning to get confused myself.
It's Whitmire, but you saved me. I was calling Whittemire, so it's not your fault that you gave the wrong answer. So we're going to give you the $25
Beautiful.
gift card anyway.
I
Do I
love
have to
it.
change the name back again?
He's going to walk out here. He's going to have to look at his driver's like, what is my last name? Charles, you won a $25 supplement gift. You won a gift card, Charles. Congratulations, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Take care of yourself.
That's fantastic. That's exactly how it should have been wrapped up right there.
Absolutely, man.
Whittemire lives.
Whittemire lives. I'm so sorry, Jordan.
Oh, it's all good. We're all having fun here.
No, man, I'm not sorry. What's the matter with you? It's great to have you fellas in. I want to extend my thanks to you and to you, Alan, too, and of course the company for the support that you've offered. And we're very proud to have you as a sponsor of the show. And in the spirit of transparency, I share that. And you know, the show is about a lot of things. It's a health talk show, but it's a show about life. And these guests that come on to the show are people. They're experts, but they're people. And I want you to get to know them. And you have to make the judgment. That's why we love streaming. You can look at them. You can see them. And it gives you it gives you more data to evaluate who these people are. What the company's about. Do you believe them? I've often said to lawyers when I would work as a trial consultant, there are 3 things you got to do with that jury. You got to get them to like you. Because if they like you, then you have a chance to get them to believe you. And if they believe you, then you can persuade them. Likability, believability, persuasibility. But you got to humanize these folks. They're everyday people. They have a job and they represent a company. And you need to know who these people are and who the company is so you can make a good judgment. Do you like them? Do you believe them? And do you believe their persuasive attempt to tell you that their probiotics are among the best, that their protein fermented products, their fermented probiotics are among the best?
Lemon coconut bars.
Right. And the protein bars that they have, we didn't even get to those. So that's what this is all about. I'm giving you some insight into what I'm trying to do here. It's meta communication. I'm telling you, I'm communicating about the communication here on the show so that you know what I'm trying to do. It's all open. And so thank you very much again for your support. And I appreciate it. On a personal level, both of you have been very kind to me, and I'm grateful.
Thank you so much.
Forever.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you all headed home, so safe travels. And we enjoyed having you in the station today in the studio. We're going to come back, God willing, tomorrow. We'll do this again and see if I can screw somebody else's name up. It's all good, and we love being here with you. And I want to thank you too, who listen and watch the show. You, wherever you may be, and however you may be listening, and whatever you may be doing. We are coast to coast, and we're global, and each person is important because we're all in this together. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.
Are you suffering from those awful allergies? Hay fever, sneezing, watery eyes? Here's some advice you won't want to miss.
I'm a doctor, and my patients used to dread allergy season. But then I discovered A-Vogel Allergy Relief, a unique combination of natural ingredients that usually addresses every one of my